All right, guys, so I'm going to be out here. I'm going to give you a little bit of a walk around of my short bed project truck. Something I've been working on for probably 6 or 7 years now. All my stuff takes a little while because I try to do it right and got a lot of stuff going on. So here it is. All right, guys, so here's my short bed truck. Something I've been working on since like 2016. So this is about as low as you can get on an 05 axle swap. Running factory coils, factory leaf springs. Get into that a little bit later. We got a wide out plow on this truck here because this one's going to be the winter truck for the most part. Technically, it's going to take over for that one over there eventually, but that's a little later. Still got a lot of work to do to this truck, but pretty happy with it so far. Got a rust-free body on it, and obviously no rear bumper. The truck's not exactly street legal yet, so it doesn't leave. Got a Super-Duty tailpipe on it, which I'm still not real crazy about, but I might do a little bit of work to it to see how it turns out. But overall, the truck needs a little bit of love, but we're getting there. Just takes some time. Like I said, we got a factory setup under here. So, the truck has 98,000 miles on it. Should be a good turner when it's nice. So yeah, we'll keep you updated on this one. I'm going to pull it in and give you a showdown on what the 05 axle swap goes into. So check it out. I just showed you the truck outside, and I backed it in here so that we could check out this 05 axle swap on this truck. Like I said, this is the lowest possible swap you can do on these trucks. So looking forward to showing it to you. Let's check it out. So here it is. So like I said, this is a work in progress. So, you know, you can see it's got the coils up front here. We've got a track bar mount on there. You know, the factory style radius arms are under here. So, factory leaf springs. You see we got the F-250 blocks under there. So yeah, let me go ahead and we'll put it up in the air here, and we'll give it a look over. So as you can see, you know, we've got the factory 05 up front axle. This truck is running the Sky track bar mount. So out of all the track bar mounts that are on the market today for these, this is definitely the best one. So there's some caveats to using the Sky, and I can tell you about that here in a second. But as you can see, we're still got the factory radius arms on this truck, and the leaf springs back here are 99 to 04 A codes. So they are factory leaf springs, but just not for this truck. You know, still running the factory 250 block, and that's about the gist of the suspension as far as ease of installation here. So let's go underneath the truck and give it a little bit better look here. So like I said, running the factory front axle for a 2005 and up truck. Nothing too crazy up here, except for the fact that this is a factory 2005 and up front drive shaft. And that fits right in there without any modifications except for the transfer case. So this is what I installed here a couple weeks ago. This is a 99 to 04 manual shift transfer case. This allowed me to run that front drive shaft without any modifications. And that's exactly what I was looking for, because the 4407 that was in this truck, those front drive shafts are very, very hard to come by. And the transfer case is even harder to come by. So I did some pricing around, and for me to make a front shaft for this truck was $500. So that is a brand new front shaft for $500. And I could do the transfer case and front drive shaft, and including the shortening of the rear shaft because it was 2 inches too long. This was actually $100 to $200 cheaper. So the full swap was a benefit for me because it was cheaper, and I got the longevity of 1350 U-joints front and rear on this truck. So we are not running any conversion joints, and there's no 1310s, no 1330s, all much larger universals. So the front end is just as strong as the rear. So that's what we're looking for. We're looking for consistency in these. As far as mounting the bracketry, so we're gonna start with the front radius arm mount. So these are factory Ford mounts. You can still purchase them from Ford. You line them up to the front cab mount and drill the holes and bolt them in. Simple as that. As for the front coil buckets, let's see if we can get you up in here to see. You can see they butt right up against the bottom of the frame. No spacers on anything. You know, they bolt right up against the frame. I can give you the measurements to put those in. All you gotta do is ask in the comments and I can provide that for you. So like I said, just butt that right up against that mount. And that is perfect alignment every time. Both trucks of mine are like that, and it works pretty good. So as for the coil buckets, they're pretty much the same thing. The only thing I found is on this side with the cross member, you have to drill and tap the frame for the buckets on one bolt, and that is the bolt you can see right above the brake line there. So that is the only one that needs tapped to the frame. I found that that is the easiest thing to do. So line it up, drill the holes, bolt it on. So let's go ahead and take a look at the back here. So we have the 2008 and up differential cover on this. I run this differential cover on all of my trucks. It's the nicest looking, the nicest fitting. The only thing I say is give it a scuff and a coat of clear coat to make it look nice all the time. In the back here, we're running factory hangers, and we are running the Super-Duty shackles, if I'm not mistaken. I have to go back in my notes to double check that. But like I said, these are 99 to 04 leaf springs. They are A codes. And they are actually very, very soft. It's the same thing I run in the other truck, which has been performing well until you put a bunch of weight on it. And then, well, then they're A codes. They're soft. They don't like the weight. But this is the lowest you can go, short of taking out this block. But then you get to be nose high. But yeah, simple as that. These shock brackets are bolt on, bolt off for 05, 06, 07, so I prefer those model years for these axles. As you can see, there's a U-bolt on this one, you can see it. This one is going the correct way, and this one needed to be flipped. I've never had an issue with these, and the 200,000 that I put on the other truck's the same way. As for the exhaust, we are running a 5-inch diamond die on this. And like I had said previously, this is the Super-Duty exhaust tailpipe. So I'm not crazy about it. It fits better than the new OBS one, but not as good as the original OBS one. So I'm probably gonna end up doing a little cut and turn on it to make it come out where I want it to. But like I said, the 05 axle swap is very, very simple on these trucks. You don't have to do a whole lot of modifications to run them. Your biggest modifications are going to be e-brake cables and drive shafts. And that's all limited by how much you want to spend. But I would never leaf spring solid axle swap one of these trucks ever again in my life. I feel that the leaf spring is just it just doesn't provide the benefits. So if you got a 2-wheel drive truck or a 250 truck that's not solid axle swapped and you want to, you can do this for just as cheap as just swapping on a leaf sprung Dana 60 under the front. So yeah, that's the Simplicity 05 swap. I made it sound a lot easier than some of you have made it sound, but that's about all you have to do. The only thing I didn't cover here is the steering box. So let's go check that out. So here we are into the front of the truck. So as you can see, the steering box leaks on this. So that's another reason it's not ready for the road. I got to pull that steering box out and get it rebuilt or send it out to be exchanged. Probably going to go with a blue top. But this is the 05 to 07 steering box. So this allows me to run the 05 to 07 steering linkage without modifications to any pitman arms. The only thing you have to do is you have to drill out the bolts for the box. So these bolts are a little bit longer, a little bit bigger around. So this is actually doable with a drill bit. I have to look up the specs, but I can put it in the descriptions area. So that's as simple as a ream and rebolt. As for the lines, those are custom. I also have that information that I can share for you. I have it wrote down on the computer. I can't really say what they are here because it's a lot of numbers and a lot of words. So I can type it out for you and you'll get a better idea then. But yeah, these are super simple to do. I did my first one in a weekend. I used to have an ROID track bar on this truck. I have recently took it off and went to the Sky one. The only bad thing about the Sky one is you have to run a shorter track bar. So they don't make a shorter track bar other than PMF. PMF makes a shorter track bar. It's for lowered applications, for guys that lower their trucks and need a shorter track bar to keep the axle centered. When running a Sky track bar mount, you have a offset on the axle of about 1 inch. So if you want to run as little lift as possible, you have to run the shorter track bar. There's no two ways around it because the Sky coil buckets give you a 1-inch lift. And I'm running 4,400 pound coils under this truck that are a smidge lighter than the factory leaf springs that were under this truck originally. So these are a smidge lighter. Even with this big heavy plow on the front, it handles it pretty good. So that says something for the coil stability. So no sway bars on this truck. I haven't ran sway bars on either of my trucks. I don't feel like they're needed per se. However, if you wanted to put them on, I do believe RYD makes a sway bar mount kit. Obviously, I wouldn't be able to use that on this truck because of the plow frame. But you can use that on your truck that you obviously aren't going to plow with. So yeah, that's pretty much it. These swaps are pretty simple. You know, they're not real involved. Anybody with a decent amount of mechanical ability can do one of these swaps. So if you have any questions, leave a comment, send me a question in an email. Let me know if you found this informative or not. And if you liked the video, please like and subscribe to the channel for more updates on OBS content. And look forward to some more content coming. Like I said in the last video, I have a tool description I'm gonna give for stuff that's not necessarily needed, but it can definitely help you if you're gonna be doing all your own work to these trucks. And we should have a fuel system video here eventually. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.